Hi, I'm Bill, and this is the Warrior Medic. In episode 6 and throughout this week, we've talked about shame. It's a wound that runs underneath every other wound that you have. And we've shown how that shame manifests itself in your everyday adult decisions. And today, I want to leave you with a question. And I need you to actually sit on this because the answer could change you. Think of a moment where you concluded something was wrong with you. Not something you did, something you are. Who was there? What was said? What you decided about yourself in that moment. Maybe it was a father who said you were weak, or a coach who cut you from the team and you decided you weren't good enough. A moment where you were shamed publicly and you concluded there was something defective at your core. Now, ask yourself honestly, what have you been doing for years, maybe decades, to argue against that conclusion? Maybe working harder than anyone else around you, achieving more, never letting anyone see you struggle, or proving yourself in every room you walk into, building a wall so high that nobody can get close enough to confirm what you've always suspected was true. That's what arguing against a verdict looks like. Most men never ask that question because they never connect their adult striving to a childhood verdict. They just know they're tired. They just know nothing ever feels like it's enough. They just know that winning never actually wins. Because you're not arguing against a fact, you're arguing against a wound. A conclusion drawn by a boy is not a fact, it's a wound. That boy didn't have the information an adult has. He didn't have perspective. He couldn't see that the man who delivered that verdict was carrying his own shame and his own wounds. The boy couldn't see that what was said was more about the man than it was about him. He just drew a conclusion, and he's been living inside that bubble ever since. But here's the thing: shame, named out loud, loses some of its power immediately. It was never as strong as the silence that protected it. The moment you say it, the moment you call the verdict by name, something shifts. You're no longer arguing from inside the wound. You're standing outside of it, looking at it and asking if it was ever true in the first place. And then you realize it wasn't. I'm not telling you the verdict will disappear overnight. 40 years of armor doesn't come off in one conversation. But I'm telling you this: the trial is over. The case was never legitimate, and you don't have to keep arguing it. So go watch episode 6. The link is below. That's where the whole picture comes together. And get the book Forged by Fire. That's the book that started all of this. The link is in the description below. Hit subscribe and like the video. Share it with a man who's still arguing a case he didn't even know he could just close. Remember, we're all becoming warrior medics, so reach back, help someone on their journey. My name is Bill, and this is the Warrior Medic. No man left behind.